Okay, I'm painting sunflowers on a dress and I want to add a dragonfly up here. So I thought I would show you how I'm going to do that. You can use a pencil and sketch on a basic shape if you need to. I'm just going to start with some Pearl SoSoft paint, and I'm just going to kind of draw it on with my brush. I know I want him to be facing, kind of going toward my flower. So I'm going to draw a line out each side. I know I'm going to be filling this in, so it's okay if it's a little sketchy. And then I kind of make a little bit of a half circle, I guess. And then it gets a little narrower as it goes out. And I'm going to fill that in on each side. And I want them to be fairly symmetrical, meaning about the same size on each wing. I'm using DecoArt SoSoft paint. You can just use regular acrylic paint and mix fabric medium with it. And some people just use regular acrylic paint as well. I just like the softness I get from using DecoArt SoSoft paint, and it comes in all sorts of colors, metallics, and even glitters. So that's my basic idea of my wings. I might need to bring them in a little bit. I'm going to rinse my brush out. I'm going to use the metallic, basically black. Oops, shake that up a little bit. And I'm going to lay in his body. And I'm actually going to start right where I did my wings here. And I'm going to create like a, almost like a home base shape. That's going to be where my wings are going to kind of start to attach to my body. I need to be a little longer here because I made my wings a little further apart where I can connect them. Okay, and above that I'm going to make like almost like a half of a donut, a little bit of a U. This is his collar, and it will go all the way down to his body. And on top of his collar, he's going to have a couple eyes, circles. I'm making this fairly opaque. I could make this a lot more sheer by adding a little water to it. Now I'm just going to take this brush and I'm going to push it down and I'm going to pull and lift up. I'm going to do that several times to create the segments of his body. I'm pushing down, and as I'm pulling, I'm lifting up. Pushing down, pulling, and lifting up. Do one more this way. When I get to that last one, I'm going to split the tail a little bit. Okay. I'm going to rinse that out of my brush. I'm going to pick a couple colors. I think I'm going to pick a pink. I'm going to pick a pink. Maybe we'll pick, this is a rose gold. Let's try that. So this is also a metallic. Oops, that isn't shook up very well. Like all paints, there's a binder in them, and you just have to make sure you shake that up. So I'm going to take and just brush this metallic, still using that, on the part next to my body, the top one, the fat part of it, we'll call it. So brush that on here. It's okay if it's a little bit of the white. And then on the bottom wing, I'm going to go from the tip of the wing back in toward the body. Just an easy way I have found to get some fun colorations when I do this. I'm just going to wipe that off, and I'm going to pick up a little. I've got a lot of oranges and yellows in this dress, so I think I'll pick up the sapphire blue. Yeah, I'm just going to pick a little bit up out of the top of my. And I'm going to do the opposite here. So on my bottom wing, I'm going to pull a little bit of this blue into it. Bottom part of this, and on the top wing, from the tip of the wing back in toward it. So I've got these colors. I think that blue is a little dark, so I'm going to wipe my brush, and I'm going to pick up some white, and I'm going to lighten that up just a little bit. Maybe that's bad. Okay, then you decide how much detail you want to see in your dragonfly. They can be just as they are, or you can start adding some veins. If I'm going to add any veins at all, I'm going to go to a skinnier brush. I'm going to use that black color here, and I'm not going to be real fussy. I'm just going to have to give it some bumpy little vein all the way throughout my wing. I'm not adding any water to this for the most part. It's a great consistency as is. I will say it's a little easier to do when you're actually sitting in front of it instead of on top of it, but I'll make sure these are connected this way. Added a little bit of veins in there. I can add just some little highlight dots. This is that pink tourmaline, so more of a pink color. And again, I'm just gonna, first make sure it's struck up well. And then you can use a stylus, or I'm just gonna use the very tip of my brush. And I'm just gonna add some little dots here on the outer part of this back wing. And I'm going to do a couple of them in the lower half of the top wing. Just a little bit. And rinse that out. I might even pick up a little bit of the white, just in the white here, the blue. I don't even know if I'm going to see that. Don't really see that. That's probably not necessary. So I'm going to rinse it out. I want to give his body just a little more accent. So I can do that with, black. Well, we've already done it with black. We're going to do it with different colors. So let's pick a little bit of this rose gold. I usually do him in blue, but because I already have the blue on his wings, that might be okay. Let's do that. So here's, back to the blue. I have enough out here. So I'm just going to pick up a little bit on the tip of my brush. I'm going to give him a little dot in the center of his eye, a couple little dots on that body, on that collar, long slashes. And I'm just going to do a line down each segment. See those? If I need to highlight them a little bit, I can put a little white in there. Rinse my brush. I'm going to give this dragonfly his legs. He's got two on each side in the front. They're just like a upside down L. So I go out and I come up, go out and I come up. And on the bottom, I go out and then I get down long and skinny. So go out at a bit of an angle, and then out, and then out, down and skinny. Okay, I'm gonna rinse that. You're gonna wanna make sure that this is mostly dry, so I'm gonna hit the blow dryer. Take a minute and see. Seems pretty good. I don't have paint on my fingers, so I'm going to come in with some glitter. This is just the clear glitter. I'm going to go back with that round brush I was using. Just pick up the glitter, and I'm just going to go all over his wings. I'm not going to do his body, just his wings. And this glitter holds up remarkably well. It does not require heat setting. I tend to just go ahead and give it a quick heat set when I'm done, but it does not require it. And I have numerous items that have the glitter on that I have washed several times, and the glitter still looks incredible. Just little places here. Then it is completely optional if you'd like to add extra detail. I'm going to try to show you this guy here. So this one I came back and outlined some. And I kind of like that, but he seems to stand out pretty well because he's good size. But if I were going to outline him, I would simply use that skinny brush and just lightly define his edges, not making them solid. I'm not feeling like he really needs this, so I'm just going to do a little bit on the bottom. If you needed to separate them, you could do it on the top of the wing as well. You decide how much definition he's going to need. But I think he's a pretty simple and yet effective dragonfly. I hope you enjoyed that. We'll see you soon.